Yeah, come here. Nelly really wants to be a part of this episode, at least in the beginning. Say hello, Nelly. Now, for some reason, she's shy. Welcome now, fully. Nelly is gone. So, she's not dead, she just went away, like she does. I wouldn't hurt the dog, so yeah. But getting to the point, EU5. There was a trailer, people got to play it. Some bigger YouTubers, you know, doing content from Europa Universalis and Paradox games. Today, I wanted to do a guide. No, not really a guide. Today I wanted to speak about some nations that are good to play as a new player. I'm a new player, so I know something about it. Sometimes I feel that it is better to have a perspective of a new player, because old players, the veterans, they know everything, so you know, they will just talk about the mechanics of nations, of all nations, even those easy ones that a new player will simply not use because they don't know how to. So yes, I wanted to go through a few nations I think that are good for beginners. Some I will tell you immediately I haven't played, but I saw a lot of people playing, and some of them I played, you know, and some of them I played a lot. So let's go into it. I will not talk about much about the Middle East and the East here, because I simply do not know much about here. Vijayanagar, I got it correctly I think this time. It's pretty good for a starting nation in India. You may do a lot of things. You have a good starting point in this place. You can easily conquer this part here, then you can go colonize into Africa, into Australia, into Indonesia. It's pretty easy. Bengal is also good. They have also a good point here. Go into like Thailand, Vietnam, invade there, go to take India. So yeah, those two nations I know that are good. Bahamanis, it's also the same as Vijayanagar. Yes, got it correctly. Yes, it's the same. Basically, it's more up north, so you basically go here first. Vijayanagar is your main enemy, so you take them over and, you know, you are set pretty much just like them. But you know, in Europe I played the most, so I will speak most about Europe. And the easiest choice is the Ottomans. The game even shows you the best nations, and the Ottomans are the easiest nation to play. You have an easy way to expand, like anywhere basically. You have good national ideas. It's just overall you have a great ruler at the beginning, so it's just great. Look, you can take Byzantium in one war. You go into Serbia, you go into Bosnia, you go into Herzegovina. You just take all of this immediately. Karaman, all these nations, Syria, all this. Then you win like a couple of wars against Mamelukes, and you get like a mission or an event, I don't remember now, that you just take over all their lands. So yeah, Ottomans are pretty easy. Castile and Portugal are great. Portugal is especially great for colonization, you know, like they are open to Africa, to South America, to North America. So yeah, they are the best for the colonization. I have a beef with them. Castile also great, but you can also play more around with them in Europe, because you can get a PU over Aragon, Naples, you know, do some wars with France or ally them. So yeah, those two nations are great as well. I will not talk much about the national ideas, because the new players really don't care about national ideas, you know, like they want to pick a nation that has a good start, that has a big army, that has a big economy, and they just want to play. They don't care about national ideas. So if it comes to Europe, the big part of Europe is the Holy Roman Empire, and the best way to learn about the Holy Roman Empire is to play as Austria. You are the emperor, you have a strong nation, you have ways to expand. You can go into Croatia, you can go into Hungary, get a PU over them, you can go against Bohemia and take all these lands, you can go against Venice here. So yeah, you have lots of options. You are the emperor, so nobody is basically going to like attack you or anything. If an outside force attacks a member of the empire, you will get called into war because you are the emperor, but you know, nobody's going to do it because the empire is very strong. The second option for the Holy Roman Empire, I would say, is Bohemia. They are an elector, they are the second strongest power. So yeah, if you play as Austria, you get to know how to play in the HRE, then I will go with Bohemia. Also, you can play with like a different faith. You can go with the Hussite faith and, you know, play like that and just change the empire. But that's really, I would say, more for players who have some kind of knowledge, you know, about the game. If you get to know the HRE, play as Bohemia, so it is not that beginner friendly. Still, you can use it if you are good at games. If you come from like another game like CK2 or 3 or like Imperator Rome or something like that. I'm an Imperator cultist, I'm that. So yeah, I think you are gonna do fine. Then I would say France is also good. You are basically here, you are like Castile, you kick out England out of your territories and you are set. And they have the easiest achievement to get, because you can declare the war against England immediately after getting like an ally in Castile. Castile will kick Portugal's ass and you can kick England's ass. You get an achievement for gaining all your cores back immediately, because I was surprised that France didn't have cores here on the lands of Burgundy immediately. I was surprised by that, but I don't know my history that well. I know something, but I don't know it that well. So yeah, France is also a great choice. England, I would say it's the same as Portugal. You just have to fight like against Scotland, against the Irish nations, but you are also set. You know, like AI is trash at attacking islands, so you are pretty safe here. Enemies are not gonna invade you, although enemies here are much better at naval invading than in other strategy games. They are, like, I was really surprised by some stuff they pulled off against me. But King Henry is 000, what? Okay, what the hell? He's so bad, I didn't even know. Okay. But yeah, I will say, and this may be controversial, but I don't really care, a new player may have an easier time than a veteran player, because veteran players, they can't lose even one province, you know, like, I'm a veteran player, I must go to every goddamn province that I have, I can't let anything go. So basically veteran players, they will have to fight against France or their allies or their vassals, you know, to hold onto this land, to take it over, if they are crazy, you know. If they are this kind of player that just can't lose anything and just has to hold and just has to have great borders, I understand that border gore is terrible. It's shit. Border gore is absolutely horrendous. Yeah, but that's it for France. You know, you also have great options, just like with England. You have the same options that England has, but you are on the mainland Europe, so you can just take over the France. Here, Burgundy, Brittany, all these things, you can take this over. Then you get like a subjugation on Milan. You can get that. You can go into Italy, or you can just go and do some colonizing like France did, or you can go into the mainland Europe. I'm doing that in my playthrough now. I want to go into mainland Europe. Excuse me for a moment, I have to uphold the beer agenda. Oh, beer, wonderful. France is also strong, and you are an independent nation, you know, you are not part of the empire or anything like that. France is really strong. I would say that Ottomans and France are like the strongest at the beginning. Next one I would say is Poland. Poland is really strong. You get a PU over Lithuania immediately, so you are strong. You can get PU over Hungary, over Bohemia. Poland has the potential. It is harder than like France, for example, or Castile, although I am very unlucky as Castile, so yeah. But Poland is also a very good choice for beginners. You can really get into the PU mechanics with this nation. You also have you also can get into like a problem that you will have to learn as Poland, how to deal with the Austria, so the HRE, because Teutonic Order can like screw you if you are not good, and you will get screwed as a new player that they will join the empire. Next, if you want to learn how to get your independence as a nation, it's Sweden. You basically begin as a Sweden, you go to speak to Poland, you send a diplomat and you say, hey, you wanna help us in a war? They will say, like, nah, you know, I have the Ottomans to deal with Hungary, and then you say to them, it's against Denmark, and you smile and man, like, it's all you had to say. You can immediately get England to help your independence, like Brandenburg, Lithuania if they don't get PU'd. So yeah, it is easy. It is also easy. And then you can easily get a PU over Norway. You can easily defeat Denmark, because Denmark is just weak as hell. You can go into Novgorod and defeat them easily. So you can go colonizing, although they aren't that good at colonizing. So yeah, it is also a good nation. In the east, like just going into Asia, more like near Asia here, it's Muscovy. Muscovy is number one. Muscovy is strong. You basically beat Novgorod, you beat all these guys, you can do it easily. You don't have that many allies, because Poland hates you. You can get allied with Sweden, I think, in the beginning. But then they will also hate you and will want your lands if you take like Novgorod, because they also want this. So if you want to learn how to play alone, how to deal with wars, other nations by yourself without having allies, Muscovy is a really good choice. So going south into Africa. And now Africa. I don't know that much about Africa. I play Africa way more in Imperator Rome, but in EU4 it's Mamelukes. If you play as the Ottomans, if you play as somebody else, and you get to know the game a little bit more, and you want something different if it comes to Muslim nations, Mamelukes are pretty strong. You will have to deal with the Ottomans, so you will learn how you have to deal with enemies who are strong as you are, or stronger. So you will have to get alliances, you will have to learn how to deal with the Muslim world. I don't know, I haven't played as like many Muslim nations. So yeah, and Mamelukes are also pretty strong, so yeah, they are a good choice. If you to play like as other nations than the Ottomans, it is good start. If it comes to Africa as a whole, Shanghai, and I'm talking about, I haven't played as Shanghai in EU4, so I'm talking about history here. Shanghai was the first and the only African empire like made by Africans that south of the Sahara. Yes, and so they took over all of this. There was also Mali. Mali is also a good choice, you know, Mansa Musa, you know, the richest man on the planet. So you get gold mines. You can, with Mali, you will play more with economics. You will have to get more into use with economy because they have gold mines, and you will have to deal with inflation and stuff like that. You will also have to fight like incoming Europeans who want to colonize you, and you are basically on their border. So yeah, this is also a good choice because their economy for an African nation is strong. But Shanghai is Mali, but or conquering. Ethiopia is also a good choice. They are a Coptic nation that is just surrounded by Muslim nations, so it is way harder than other nations, I would say, because you are completely isolated. However, when Portugal gets into colonizing, you can ally them. So basically you will have to learn with Ethiopia how to endure, but your neighbors aren't that strong. So if you play your hands good, you can get all these lands easily and then get Portugal or some other colonizing European power as your ally and just survive. So yeah, it is a good choice. You will have to learn how to endure, and you know, you want to learn. First you want to play as an European nation, like a strong nation like Ottomans. Then you want to play something that is a little bit harder, and then something that you can really learn with. So I would say Ethiopia is at that. If it comes to the Great Hordes, I don't know anything about Great Hordes. I haven't played with them. I don't think they are a good start for a beginner. So yeah, Ming, like if it comes to looks strong, you will have to learn how to, you know, deal with China and something like that. But Ming explodes. They explode into rebellions, so you will have to learn with Ming how to keep your nation together. I don't think they are that great of a choice if it comes to like beginner players, but you know, I will not say surely. Japan is interesting. You can play as the Shogun. I haven't played them, but this is a very popular choice, and I think it is the best way to play. It is to play as the Shogunate and unite Japan. Korea is also interesting from what I heard, but like I said, I will not say much about this region here. I heard that also Malacca is pretty good if you want to take Indonesia and like just have a ton of money, but I will not say anything more in this video because I don't know anything more. My knowledge is limited. So basically what I said about the European nations and Bengal, Vijayanagar and Bahamanis, also Delhi becomes like strong later. Yeah, like what I said about those nations stays. Those are good nations. So now, after I have said everything that I know and I don't know and just try to gaslight you into knowing, I would like for some I would like more experienced player to put on comments which nations are in their opinions the best to begin with, or to tell me in the comments which nations are also easy to play outside the nations I spoke about here, because I'm very interested in this game. I want to talk more about this game. I want to show people basically my journey with this game, and you know, I also want to learn about Paradox games more, because I'm just a goddamn Imperator fanatic. Yes, I'm the only person left. If Imperator Rome doesn't have any fans, then it means I'm dead. So yeah, please, veteran players or more experienced players, tell me what are your picks for the easiest nations, for the best friendly to the new players nations. And that's it. Have a good day, good evening, or good night, and goodbye.